as they are making more signings. That has not stopped more misery to keep piling onto them. That is Chelsea of Toddy Boyle. Graham Potter trying to come out and really put in the respected or the required energy and tactics, but obviously they couldn't really get 3 points from the Nottingham Forest side. The game has ended 1-1. Raheem Sterling putting Chelsea ahead in the 16th minute, and Sergio Aurier, the Ivorian, scoring from a set piece. After Chelsea failing to win the second ball, he really had to control that ball with his chest in the 6 yards in the 6 yards area of Chelsea, moreover, and then he went in for a half volley into the back of the net to make it 1-1. It has been a game of two halves. Chelsea were on the top of the first half, but they never created more chances to see themselves really getting a second goal to give themselves a comfortable lead ahead of Nottingham. And then Nottingham came ahead and dominated the second half, and obviously the result really went ahead to pay off, though they really created more chances than Chelsea, and obviously that's why they had more shots on target and the total number of shots registered in the entire game. They are really ahead of Chelsea. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. And if at all you are watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Smash the black button that has word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Happy New Year to everyone watching in. We've kickstarted 2023 on style. Tottenham Hotspur losing to Aston Villa by 2-0, and Chelsea are really drawing and losing points. To me, I believe Chelsea, this is a very bad result for them. Reason being, if Spurs loses, Chelsea had to win, because Spurs had 30 points. Chelsea had 24 points. If they win, they would have closed into 27, meaning that there will be 3 points of Spurs and how many points? And 5 points are off Manchester United, but their draw has kept them 7 points away from the top 4 position. That is Manchester United that is there. So it looks like their battle is really failing. It's up and down, it hits up and then cools down. I don't know what the problem is at Chelsea, but Graham Potter is really having a long journey to go on and really work with these boys of Chelsea. He's signing in very many players, and I've seen Fofana, the 20-year-old that was signed from Molde, who scored 22 goals last season. They've signed him, was in the stands, but he was not part of the Chelsea team that really played. I don't know whether he's coming in through is going to help them to improve onto their goal scoring, because it looks like they need a center forward. But even if you talk about them having a center forward, because I believe Aubameyang was at Barcelona and scored close to 15 goals in the half season he played there, meaning that Barcelona was creating chances for Aubameyang. But if you don't create chances for your number 9, even if you bring in Erling Haaland, he's not going to be scoring in those goals. We at Manchester United have been experiencing that for a very long time. We are not creating enough chances, though goals are really coming in through because of our good midfield, but we are not creating enough chances for our number 9. And Chelsea's reason for not winning this game of football is simple. They are not creating enough for their number 9. And when you look at their goal that they really scored, to me, I believe it was a little bit lucky. It was a little bit of luck, because that flick from Kai Havertz flips or reflect all bounces off the crossbar. It finds Raheem Sterling and hits the back of the net. You get? But after that, do you remember any chance that Chelsea created that called in for them to claim for this game? To me, I believe even this game was supposed to go to Nottingham Forest, because Nottingham, in the second half, they came up, played on the front foot. They had a high line maintained. They did everything possible to scare Chelsea. Hitting the crossbar, when you're missing in, Yate is missing in some chances outside the box area. Then, obviously, a player called Sergio Aurier gets that second ball and obviously controls it on his chest and really volts the back of the net. Chelsea are even lucky to have gotten a point at Nottingham. When you look at Nottingham, you know, it's really a very incompetent side when they travel away from their stadium. When they are their stadium, they are really tough. Most of the points they've gone ahead to go on and win, they've gotten them at home. Let me show you what Nottingham has been like in these recent games, because I want to go on and really show you what I'm talking about. Because they've only scored 1 goal away from home, it shows you how bad they are when it comes to visiting other teams. They last played Manchester United, and United beat them by 3-0 at Old Trafford. Now, look at this. Let's see the last 3 games. All right, let's start here. On the 30th of October, they went to Arsenal. You see, they were beaten 5-0. They hosted Spurs. They beat it 2-0. They drew with Brentford at home. They won against Crystal Palace at home. Stoke City beat them away. You see, these were friendlies, but I want these other games when they returned. All right, you see that every time they are away, they don't perform very well, and they've only scored 1 goal away in all games they've played away from home. They returned from the World Cup break. United beat them by 3-0, and here they go. They've gone ahead to win Chelsea by 1-0. And for Chelsea, it's really worrying because their form, even before we headed into the World Cup break, it was really alarming. Look, Chelsea was beaten by Brighton on the 29th of October by 4-1. I'm talking about the Premier League. They are beaten by Arsenal on the 6th of November by 1-0. Newcastle beat them by 1-0, as you see here. Now, this was a friendly. Then they beat Bournemouth on the return of the Premier League on the 27th. And today they've drawn with Nottingham Forest. This guy known as Graham Potter, I love him. He's a very good manager, but he still has a very, very huge distance ahead of him to meet the likes of Manchester United and Liverpool. I'm talking about those because Man City and Arsenal look like they're in their own level. Yet the top 4 positions have already been taken by 2 teams. That is Man City and Arsenal. There are only 2 teams left. United have managed to go ahead and fix themselves into the 4th spot. And if at all they win their game they have in hand, they are going to be 3rd, and Newcastle will slop down. What does that mean? It means Chelsea needs to go on and really capitalize onto how the table is looking right now, because Liverpool is having 28 points. If at all they had won today, they would have been at 27 points, 1 point behind Liverpool. They need to keep their tabs on Liverpool. As Liverpool's trajectory rises, they need to go on and also follow up on Liverpool, such that they find themselves ready to fight for the 4th spot. Because as things are standing, I believe United is going to take over the 3rd spot. Then Liverpool and Chelsea are going to be battling for the 4th spot. Remember, there is Newcastle and there is another team called Tottenham Hotspur. So that's how the battle is going to be, and they need to go on and really improve on their game of football. But Chelsea have been really a very annoying side today with the quality of players they're having. I'm asking myself, what's really the problem with the dressing room of Chelsea? There must be something wrong that has not been rectified. You see, with the quality of players they're having, you ask yourself, why are they signing all those players? Buddy Shield coming in through as a defender. They're having Chalobah, Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, and who else? Fofana. Now they're adding on Buddy Shield. The deal has been done. They've signed another guy known as Santos from Vasco da Gama, central midfielder. I don't know where he's going to come in and play. I don't believe that player who is coming in is going to dislodge Jorginho and Kovacic. He cannot. The only player that can dislodge Jorginho out of the central defense midfield area is Enzo Fernandez. I believe Chelsea would have gotten all the money they have this winter transfer window and bring in Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez would have been a real breath of fresh air in that team of Chelsea, because he's going to change the entire dynamics of that midfield. That's it. Chelsea is losing midfield battles against even Nottingham. Nottingham came up in the second half and dominated Jorginho and Kovacic. It shows you how ugly they are. Even when they brought in Conor Gallagher, they couldn't regain their midfield battle because it had already been lost. They had already lost it to Nottingham Forest. So I'm asking myself, who is making these signings and what's the plan of Chelsea really? I read of a tweet like 2-3 weeks ago that they want to have a team by 2030 with most of the players coming in from the academy. That's a very good plan, but Chelsea is not a team for the future. Look at Eric Ten Hag. When he came in at Manchester United, he said, I'm at the big club and we are supposed to win every game. Even Chelsea is at that level. Those are the standards that the former owner, Abramovich, set. So, Chelsea is really having lots of problems, but let's pray for them that they really find themselves into the foot they're supposed to be, but because things are really getting ugly. And when we complete January, when they're like 10 points, all 6 or 7, all 8, behind the team in the fourth place, it's going to be hard for them to go on and really win it. I think they're preparing for next season maybe because they've brought in Nkunku. When you look at Fofana, that means Aubameyang is going to be shown the exit door from Chelsea. They're talking of Kai Havertz leaving. No. Ziyech leaving and very many others. But if at all that clean out is going to be made, it needs to be made systematically with a plan that won't backfire for this Chelsea side. So, let's go to what we call the stats of the game of football as it happened. Nottingham had 12 shots, Chelsea had 7. 5 shots on target by Nottingham, 2 by Chelsea. This shows you how ugly Chelsea was. 27% ball possession by Nottingham, Chelsea had 73. Yeah, they had 73%, but they couldn't come up with something or orchestrate something in the final third. They couldn't initiate the midfield. Nottingham made them play wide, and they don't have a lot of quality coming off the wide area. I think Pulisic played some good minutes in the first half, and the second half he never came. You saw some activity trying to commence when Ziyech came in through. 248 passes completed by Nottingham Forest, 674 passes completed by Chelsea, 77% passing accuracy by Nottingham, 89% passing accuracy by Chelsea, 16 fouls by Nottingham, 14 fouls by Chelsea, 2 yellow cards to Nottingham and 2 yellow cards to Chelsea, 0 red cards to Nottingham and Chelsea, 2 offsides to Chelsea and 2 offsides to Chelsea, 1 corner for Nottingham, and that's the only one that we got and resulted into a goal. Chelsea had 2 corners, and it is really getting ugly. And this weekend has not been friendly to very many teams because it's only Liverpool, United and Arsenal that have won. Man City, Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle have fallen on their swords. Man City drew 1-1, Newcastle drew 0-0, Spurs have been beaten by 2-0. Chelsea has drawn 1-1. So it shows you that it was really a very tough weekend, and if at all you really got a win, you have to go on and really get a pinch onto your skin because you are really lucky, not so? That's it. So let's go to the table. Arsenal, Man City second, Newcastle third, Man United fourth, Tottenham fifth, Liverpool sixth, Fulham seventh, Chelsea is eighth on the Premier League table. Now, Toddy Boyle has a lot of answers to answer from the Chelsea fans because they've really gone ahead to criticize him a lot ever since he sacked Thomas Tuchel and he brought in Graham Potter. To me, I believe it was the time for Tuchel to go because Tuchel had nothing to add on Chelsea. You see, if you are to see the hand of a manager, it doesn't need a full season. Tuchel came here at Chelsea when Frank Lampard was sacked, I think in the January of 2021. He won the Champions League, and that kept him at Chelsea. Now, after he came from Chelsea, he got his full season. And his full season, he could only offer Champions League football. But he looked rusty. Abramovich left. Toddy Boyle came in through. He started off the season. And when he lost, he was sacked by Toddy Boyle. He had nothing to add. You look at how he was making signings. You get? He was talking about bringing defenders. Then, let's go and bring Aubameyang. He had no plan, you see. But look at Ten Hag. Just 6 months at Manchester United. Ever since he came in through, 6-7 months at United. Look at how he is really administering the team. You are seeing the hand of Erik Ten Hag. Even Mikel Arteta. Leave alone that half of the season he managed Arsenal. From 2020 January to June 2020. But let's talk about the season. He came in through and had a very good season. and did his first season at Arsenal. That was the season of 2020 and 2021. You saw that he was building a team to the levels he wanted it to be. Even last season, you saw that he is nearing where he wants to be. But Thomas Tuchel didn't really impact his philosophy onto that side. So let's wait and see where this is going to go. But they've gone ahead to lose, because for me I call it a loss. Drawing at Nottingham, however much they're really a tough side, Liverpool lost there. But I believe if you are Chelsea in this situation, you have to go on and really get a point. So you have to go on and get the 3 points. God has blessed you. You've gotten 1 goal, and then you put the tools down. Then you concede a goal like that. Poor defending. Chelsea needs to go on and pull up their socks so that they really find themselves in a better position to stay. So your reactions to Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1 are welcome in the comment section below. Rokani David is my name. Don't forget to subscribe. Smash the like button. I sign out for now. See you later, my mates. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly.